Sub homie.
Sub homie.
Sub homie.
Sub homie. Yeah.
Hey, Adam Ether here down at the Vapor Lock, and got a couple of guys that you haven't seen unless you've been in the store. We got Brandon over here, Nigel over here.
What's up?
We're all going to check out the Gentleman's Reserve, which is a new flavor that we got down here at Vapor Lock by the Steam Company. It's pretty good stuff. It's complex. It's nice.
The most complex that we offer right now.
Me personally, I'd say if Ron Burgundy were a vapor,
this is
this is his juice.
This is the stuff to stay classy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, really, honestly, it is.
It definitely reeks of rich mahogany and many leather-bound books.
That would be the perfect.
It does not reek of Sex Panther, however, it is.
it is made
much
with bits of real panther.
Yes.
So.
I mean, it's really good stuff. So, for it being 50-50 blend, it's a decently warm to hot vape, which I like it. You know, and I wasn't really a big fan of that, but with this stuff, it's well worth it.
I have to agree. That was like the only downside that I saw in a juice. I usually like to go with a thick liquid, just because in a dripper, it tends to stay where you put it. You tip it a little bit, the thinner it is, the more leakage you'll have.
Yeah.
So as you saw me wiping this off earlier, it is a 50-50 blend, which is great for all of you that are vaping in tanks. But even that said, the flavor is so... I like this stuff. I really do.
And one thing that I like is, you know, like on the bottle, it says, you know, brewed in February. It is. It's almost like something that you'd imagine, you know, a artisan kind of, you know, bread maker or craft beer kind of thing.
I think it would go good with a lot of foods.
Oh, yeah. But you get that, like, high quality, you know, flavor profile that you don't really get with a lot of other stuff, you know?
The first time I draw, I got a lot of coconut. But then the second time, the bourbon will come out a little bit more. Then, you know, the almond, the vanilla almond taste would come out more in my third hit. And I think it ties it really well together.
So you got, I mean, Adam already got a bottle of it. And, I mean, what's a lengthy, you know, and what's the lengthy vape? If you're turning this into like a, you know, an everyday vape or something like that, what do you think about it?
I could vape this all day. As a matter of fact, I have. I bought this yesterday. There's probably, I don't know, it's down to here in my bottle. So there's about enough left to finish this review, and I can say I've enjoyed every drop of it. I really like it. For me, what really makes it pop is that charred oak flavor.
Oh, the steeping?
Yeah.
The steeping's key.
That combined with
it really is.
the coconut, the bourbon, and that charred oak is really the prime parts of it for me. That's what really, really brings it together.
Yeah, because
I don't really get a whole lot of the almond. I don't really get a lot of the vanilla.
Do you get any of the coconut, really?
The coconut I get.
See, yeah, I still get that. Like you said, like as soon as you hit it, you know, right first on the taste buds, it's like coconutty, and then as soon as it's done, I don't get a lot of the vanilla. I don't get a lot of the what is the almonds, right? Roasted almonds.
Yeah,
I don't get a lot of that as much as the kind of bourbony whiskey barrel type, you know, flavor. But I like it. I like it.
I think you gotta be careful too, because I noticed that when my coil starts getting dry, the kind of like the charness from the coil actually tastes decent.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's almost like it's like fresh, like you're right there.
It's the one thing we've had apparently that makes your dry hit a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better. And really, I mean, price-wise, it's not too bad for being a reserve. It's $22 for a 30 ml bottle, so on par with, you know, Suicide Bunny. You know, all the other ones are kind of $20, but
A lot of your premium type of liquids.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
There's a flavor that I really like out there in eLiquid, made by a company that's really reminiscent of it. It's almost $40, and I love the stuff. This tastes like it should only maybe be $2 cheaper than that. I feel like I'm vaping a $35 bottle of liquid.
For a $22 price.
For $22.
It's a steal, really.
Yeah, because so you're saying that like for flavor profile compared to price point, it's like beyond expectation.
Yeah. So I can see right now where I do feel like it would be an all-day vape, but maybe after vaping 2 or 3 bottles of it, it would probably be something that I would come back to when the guys are coming over, we're drinking beers, we're sitting around, you know, having
like
a good time.
that treat or special occasion,
special occasion kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that's how it is for me personally right now. Like I love the juice. I don't want to do it too much to where it will, you know, wean off to where I'm not thinking as like, oh my god, this is the juice.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a bottle and do it in special occasions, like you said, when people come over, because you'll cherish the juice a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a couple extra days of steep. I mean, you get a bottle that's 30 mils that is already steeped for 3 weeks in an oak barrel, and then it's just still steeping. It's just going to add to it. You know what I mean? It's like an extra punch. I think maybe you take this stuff and you let it sit for, buy a bottle up, because they're selling quick here.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you get a bottle, so buy a bottle up, and then maybe go ahead and just set it aside. Set it in your, your juice drawer.
So another flavor that we got here is the Old English Orchard Reserves. I have not had as much time with this one as you got this one. didn't you?
I have had time with this. I picked this up as soon as I tried it.
I'm gonna vape this gentleman's off of here, and I'll drip some of that.
Oh yeah, and to be honest with you, really, like, if you get both of them, you can drip back and forth and be totally kosher with it. I mean, they're both each of their own, but at the same time, being steeped and being a part of the same company's reserve line, you still get those hints, but it's just the other flavors that are thrown in there that made it pop out to me. Made it be my choice, of juice to select from this brand. On first inhale, an apple orchard apple, a good homegrown, right picked off the tree apple. I mean, just, to me, you can't beat it, and it's just so pungent right at first on your tongue, and then once you're into the exhale, you get I get the toffees. I get the toffee, and then it's just kind of, I think there might be like a vanilla-y kind of taste to it going along, coinciding with the toffee, but then it is that just awesome, okay to dry hit whiskey barrel, flavor. I like this stuff. It's just as complex, and that's what I like. You could tell they put time into it. I mean, to me, the company, just kind of like their little brochure here says, it says, welcome to a higher level of vaping. I mean, it is, reserve, set aside for special type of occasion, or I just think it's great. I think they're doing amazing things.
For me, I think the alcohol taste, the brandy, what else was in it? Brandy.
Like the bourbon kind of.
Bourbon was what I was looking for. Yeah, the brandy bourbon flavor is hidden, but in a good way. Like, it comes out the end after you get the full burst of the apple, and you get the creaminess of the toffee. Then at the very end of the exhale, you get, there's where the bourbon is. There's where the brandy is.
And I do kind of like that, because it's like it's the flavor that stays kind of on your tongue. You know what I mean? You get all that good stuff that people normally want, the fruity, creamy. You know what I mean? Kind of.
It ties really well with the sweetness of the apple too.
Yeah, and it really does. I think it. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it does.
I tell you right off, it's smoother.
I do think it is a lot smoother. Not that the Gentleman's Reserve isn't smooth. Now, me having this, in honesty, I could not have it be an everyday vape for me. You know what I mean? I really couldn't. It's not necessarily in the bracket of an everyday vape for me. Or, all day vape, sure, but every day, no. Maybe, pick it up and you're going out, whatever. Yeah, that'll be my vape for the day. But I think I'm going to come home and want something else to vape on, maybe a little bit more sweet, less bourbony, away from the alcohol kind of taste before I go to bed or something like that. I can't wake up in the morning and do this. I don't wake up in the morning and take shots of brandy, so I can't do this.
Why not, man?
I could, but I'd be in a little bit of trouble.
The apple is one thing I do want to point out. This is not like candy apple. It's not like a runts apple. This is like a fresh apple.
Yeah, it is an orchard apple. If you go to a local apple orchard, it's just.
And it's not like a Granny Smith or not like a.
No,
it's,
And
it's not generic like a Red Delicious.
Yes.
But it's got that.
I've told people that came in, it's not even like a Fiji. It's like its own apple. Fiji apples are my favorite. I get from the store, but still, it is like. It's like a real apple. It's not like
when you get that big.
I've got an artificial.
When you crunch into it, and it's got it's dripping juice.
Yeah, and you're just like,
apple.
And that's one thing that I like, because even though I have this resistance, decently low at 0.23, like I said, it's still, I get that warm vape, but not immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The plume veil that I'm using, it has great airflow. With the side coming from the post, the two Cyclops, and then this negative airflow, adjustment on the top. So I'm getting a lot of air. For a 50-50 blend, still, it is, you know what I mean? It kind of goes away faster. I go through it faster. But I think that it's amazingly cool at first, but then once you get all that toffee and bourbon and you know, oak barrel, it's impeccable. I mean, on the way out, it's great.
I wish the toffee came out a little bit
I
more.
do too. Yeah, like I would like a little bit of like a more like salted toffee kind of, you know what I mean, to go coincide with the sweetness, you know, so you get a sweet and salty and then a little bit of the, you know, a little bit of the
There's no denying the apple, and that is a really good apple.
I think it's like a mixture of apples, to be honest.
It might be.
It could be. Coming up with a really sweet, you know, I shouldn't say really sweet. I should say sweet enough to where it's like pops, but not overbearing sweet like other vapes are.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can get too sweet.
Yeah, neither one of these have been like an ultra sweet. I think if someone's just looking for a real sweet vape, I don't really think that this is a real sweet vape. It's just a completely different territory.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's more a rich type of,
yeah,
not a sweet richness,
savory.
but
it's kind of savory.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like-
It's complex.
Like food, like bourbon steak or bourbon chicken. It's got that bourbony kind of flavor to it. It's rich but not sweet.
Yeah, it's not your orange chicken.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not your orange chicken.
Yeah, it's not your orange chicken. You got to make sure you're choosing your right chicken.
What is your final say on the reserves for at least these two that we've got from the Steam Company? Is it an all-day vape? Is it in your arsenal? Is it something that you'll keep on hand?
I will. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say buy it while you can. Because this thing will probably be, I can almost guarantee you, it'll be flying off the shelf. It's that unique. Maybe not everyone's all-day vape, but a vape that you can do every day and enjoy it just as much as the first time every time you do it.
That's what I was going to say. I'm keeping a bottle all the time. I'm keeping a bottle in my bag.
You'll never not see me with one bottle.
Yeah, I'll have a bottle in my bag. It might not be my all day, but it will be a couple hits every day. You got? I mean,
I can see going back and forth. Like my preferred is probably the Gentleman's Reserve.
My
I would definitely
preferred,
have one or the other.
Yeah, my preferred would be the Old English Orchard Reserve. Just because I like that apple. I like a little bit of the sweet, like the apple that you, like I said, you know, just buy it, juice is going everywhere. The Gentleman's Reserve for me, I might pick up a bottle.
Does it make your top 5 juices?
So far it's making my top 5 juices.
I would say it's that good.
Yeah, I'm giving Gentleman's Reserve. I'm giving Gentleman's Reserve an 8 out of 10. Only because I like Old English Orchard more, and I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10 because I get that extra sweetness from the apples. Personally,
What do you give it?
Out of 10, I would say 8 for the Orchard. I think it's very good. Just it's not going to be my all day, like I said. And for the Gentleman's Reserve, as long as I do it sparingly, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because I don't want to get old. I mean, don't want it to be old for me. I want that same experience every time I do it. So I'm going to do it very little, but 10 out of 10 when I do it.
I would give the Orchard probably an 8.5. I'd give the Gentleman's a 9.5. And it would have a full 10 if there was a higher VG version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only downfall in my opinion. And I don't think it affects the flavor any.
Mm-mm.
It just makes it more convenient on my dripper.
Yeah.
And that's really, it's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah,
so averages, we're getting about 8.5.
It's pretty high on the list.
Yeah, 8.5 for the Orchard.
It's too late for math for me. I ain't doing the math.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's pretty up there.
A 9.5 for the Gentleman's Reserve. I think it's great stuff, though. I'm glad we got it in.
I just got some toffee on that one.
Did you? Yeah. See, I really think that all you guys will enjoy them. And so far, got our first order in, and they're just flying. They're going away too fast. They're steaming out of here.
Yeah, steaming out here.
Yeah.
I would be sure to be on lookout of the other flavors that are on here as well.
Yeah.
We have 3. No, there's 3 reserves, but we only have 2. Not saying that we're not going to pick up more as we come.
And if you guys stop in, mention this video, and stop in, mention the video. If you've tried them and you like them and you want to try more, let us know. Come in and get it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and be sure to watch closely.
And I'm just really quick. We do have Instagram coming. Vaporlock Instagram is on its way.
Yes.
We will have a Twitter. We already have the Facebook. #Vaporlock. Don't forget it. Yep.
Pull
So
out of here.
let's get on out of here.
Wait,
Get
like
back
a
to-
gentleman. Let's
Exactly.
cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Salute.
All right.